Yeah. I will not lose. I will not lose.
Yo, what up? It's your boy, JJ Stone, aka Black Gritty. Welcome to another episode of Gritty Nights. What up, 6'3"? So normally I bring everybody on, but just let me tell you something. The Philadelphia Phillies lost this game in the sixth inning. Schwarber walks, Trey walks, and you're like, oh man, the pitcher's losing his command. This guy is garbage, by the way, just in case you don't know. Jason will come up with some stats for you, but this guy's garbage. And he's losing his command. And they're all talking about pulling him. The announcers were garbage. We're talking about him like he was Saint Nick or something. And then Bryce gets up there. Now, the two swings he swung at were going to be strikes anyway. He missed them. He usually capitalizes on those. But then that third one, oh, man. I know you want it so bad, Bryce, but that John was 9 inches off the plate. What are you doing? Then Nick gets up there. And Nick swing, tap, ground ball, double play. You can't make it up. But that's when they lost. That's when they lost the game. That was when they had their time to when it was just up. They're just up 2 at the time, I think, and they could have put their foot on their necks and put some pressure on them, and they whiffed like they've been whiffing a lot at the end of the season. Jason.
What's going on, everybody? Time for a little bit of therapy?
Yeah. Jason, you're in the witness protection? You
Witness
still a fan?
protection. Yeah, I'm still a fan, man.
Okay,
but,
just
you're hiding out for some reason.
All right, just checking, making sure you're still a fan. When did they lose the game? When did you know the game was over?
Oh, exactly when you said when they didn't. That was the moment when heartbreak came up. You're like, they're about to take a 3-2 lead. I told my son, I told Connor, I'm like, yo, watch, something big's about to happen. And he was like, what happened? You're like, oh, nothing happened. And he was like, I'm going back and look at my phone. I'm like, yeah, okay, you should do that.
Harry, where were you at?
In my apartment, losing my mind. I mean, I agree with you guys. The sixth inning was absolutely when it happened, and I also even after that, Nola came out, was struggling with command, gave up a couple more runs, but I think he would have pitched better in that half inning if we got a run. If we got him some run support. So ultimately, I'm with you guys 100%. It's all about the approach and the hitting.
So, inside baseball. Jason and Harry be texting me during the game, and I pretty much ignore them. I don't like people texting me during baseball games because I got like 40 people texting me, and I'm like, I'm already trying to watch the game. And if you don't text me at the beginning of the game, I don't answer you because mojo, I know it has nothing to do with me, but I'm like, I'm not going to start talking to you now in the sixth inning when either stuff's going good or stuff's going real bad. Like, we ain't talking to start, I'm not talking. Harry's brother's over in Istanbul across the nations. This fool be replying at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, bitch. You want an epic tape delay, broski.
Yeah.
I be ignoring his text too by accident. But I say that to say so many people are just texting me wild things. Fire Topper. I'm like, if you
that's crazy.
If you I want Topper fire for other reasons, but right now, if you're putting this on Topper, what are you looking at? And then 2, everybody's like, Kirkering sucks, and I was like, okay. Hamilton's like, okay. The bullpen right now is getting leveraged out of their minds. So when you're down or it's a tight game and the other team is just disciplined at the plate, you can be up 0-2 in the count and it doesn't matter because they're up in the score and they're disciplined and they're just hitting bloop hits on you. So I know the bullpen looks like trash right now. I get it, but I'm like, what more do you want from them? Oh, I want them to shut them down. Okay, so you lose 4-2. I don't know. Jason, who should I be firing right now? Who should I be mad at?
Dave Dombrowski, you should be mad at. He's the one that brought Austin Hayes here at the trade deadline, a hitter that does absolutely nothing. He hasn't done anything. David Dahl, do you remember David Dahl from the summer?
Yep.
Has more RBIs than Austin Hayes had as a Philly. Right. That's unacceptable. But hey, we kept our prospects. So in 2 or 3 years, it'll be okay. When this team's window's closed, we'll be bringing in some new guys. We got prospects. Painter will be here. Crawford, Aiden Miller, But we won't have a World Series to celebrate. We won't have, this dynamic lineup that needed just a couple extra things added to it to push us over the finish line. And we didn't get there. We didn't add an extra pitcher, our bullpen, right? Tanner Banks and Austin Hayes were the trade acquisitions.
Harry, who you mad at?
God, I mean, it's funny. I grew up being a very statistics interested person, I would say. And over time, I decided this week, actually, decided during the football games, but I'd really reaffirmed today, I'm out on analytics, man. I'm out on analytics. Like, I don't know what the breakdown of the department is. I don't know like, who's in charge of what stat or this and that for our team, but it blows my mind. I played baseball growing up my entire life. I was good at it too for a long time until I wasn't. But ultimately, I never had a single coach or teammate or anybody who was like, Harry, you should go up and swing at the first pitch every time because you get hits when you do that. Even if I was getting hits doing that, no one ever coached me to do it. And we're doing it for 3 years, man. For 3 years. It hurts way worse because it's 3 years of it. And we have so much talent. And guess what? What happens in the 6th or 7th inning when our guys were losing by 4 runs? Oh, Trey Turner taking some pitches, getting an extended at bat here. Is that what we're doing? Do we want to maybe push their starters within innings so that they get to their bullpen faster? So listen, it's just blows my mind that the approach is what it is every single game. And then all of a sudden in the later innings, we start to try and milk the count and we get some runs. It's like, look at what's happening in front of you and stop looking at analytics because it's getting ridiculous.
So I'm gonna write this down. Don't swing at every pitch every time.
Every pitch, yeah, that's even better.
What does that mean?
Take a pitch. Let me write that down. Is that in Google? Can I Google that? Because I think that I might need to like send a report over to the guys. Now,
can I say one more thing real quick? Sorry, but just the approach thing again. We are swinging at balls 6 inches off the plate because our approach is to be so aggressive. Like Bryce Harper in the peak 2 years ago when he was carrying us, deep into the playoffs, his eye was absurd. He was taking pitches that were 1 inch off the plate, and now everyone on the team swinging at 8 inches off. Like it is. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm gonna calm down for a second now.
I'll talk to this comment first. What up, Jake? Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you commenting. People talk in the comments so then we can read them out because we talk back to y'all while we're doing the show. I don't give a damn about a hitting coach. I don't care who the hitting coach is on the Phillies. It doesn't matter to me. I saw them put the videotape up of the what was the pitch called, Jason? The cross pitch?
The cross point or
crossbow? Between that and the ghost fork, I'm like, Jesus Christ, can we stop with this cross body, cross arm, bow flex pitching?
But he warms up from the mound on the other side.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But the batting coach set up the pitching machine on a cross thing. So everybody take it. So, I mean, what more do you want the hitting coach to do? Because all these guys have their own personal hitting coaches. And guess what? They're not listening to the hitting coach anyway in season. They go out there, they take their reps. They're not listening to dude because they got TB12 in their back ear that's telling them eat 4 packs of protein and swing at the first if you're a swinger. And if you put your foot in the back of the box and tuck it up your ass tight, you're going to be all right. So they got all their own personal dudes now that they're working out with. And those are the only dudes they listen to. They're not changing their swing for anybody. Matter of fact, a shout out to the dead half great Pete Rose. His whole thing was, why would you ever change your swing in the big leagues ever? It's what got you here. You just need to adjust a few things, but don't change your swing. I just don't know. Let me get back to my paperwork here. I was like, I'll take a pitch, take all pitch. Okay, so before we have a guest come on here, I just want to talk about one thing. These announcers were deep throating the Mets like nobody's
yeah, it was bad.
Okay, who was the second baseman on the Mets? I forget his name. He had the little berets and the little thing. Anyway, he's a good second baseman. He swung out. He struck out on one of Nola's pitches at bat, and his knee touched the earth, and he was swinging at nothing because Nola threw him 2 pitches in the ground. His knee touched the earth. Well, he's got that power, and when he puts that swing out there like that, he's really trying to do something. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
That wasn't even my favorite moment.
I don't care. I'm not trying to take away favorite moment because I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna ask you. I'm like, what is going on? And then when they scored the 2 runs, the home runs back to back, I'm like, you were cheering. You sound like Bob Costas doing the Yankees report, and that's disgusting. His work.
Oh, his is terrible.
Like, you're a Yankee. He's a Yankees fan at heart from his whole life, and he's 90,000 years old. You can hear the desperation and disappointment in his voice, which is not what you want to hear when you're watching a nationally broadcasted game. But these guys, I want a background check on these dudes because they were slurping the Mets. So I open that up to Jason. Dude,
I know
it was glazing. They was glazing.
Like, You know what I mean? Like Wainwright was a Cardinal forever, and Przinsky was an American League guy forever.
That's what I said. I want to know where they were born at.
Yeah.
What you did as a job. I want to know, like, where were you raised at? Were you raised in the Northeast? Are you Jenny from the block, bitch? Like, because I mean, I know you had to play somewhere else, but where's your home round roots from? Because, dude, these guys were just all over their knobs. Yeah. And I keep putting it aggressively like that because it felt aggressive from these guys, and it irked me. So what was your favorite moment, Jason?
So after Alonso hit his home run, his next at bat, Nola started him off with some breaking balls, and they're like, "Oh, I think Nola's scared to throw him the fastball." At bat, Nola immediately strikes him out with 3 inside fastballs, and Alonso never gets the bat off his shoulder. Like, maybe not, guys. Maybe not with the analysis. Okay,
they just, not only was it the slurping, it was bad analysis. They were just saying things that made no sense sometimes, and I'm like, I'd rather you talk about peanuts and buying a new car.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather listen to that middle of the summer conversation where nothingness means nothingness than what these guys are talking about.
They did 3 innings on that pitcher. Like,
oh, yes. They were talking about Mania forever.
Harry. He is the greatest pitcher.
That's what I would think based on what they were telling me. I mean, he revolutionized his career and turned it all around, and now he's the best there is. So.
Well, he took that pitching machine. He went to the school of pitching.
Yeah, exactly.
He said to himself, I've got to do something about my life. My life sucks so bad that if I don't take this seriously and remake myself over 2 years, it took me 2 whole years to remake myself. And today is the reckoning of that remake.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I sucked all season, but today I've remade myself. No, bitch, you played the Phillies.
10-60 ERA coming into the game.
Oh my God.
Say that again real slow.
A 10.66 ERA.
So sometimes people think, if I did a thing like 1 through 10, you would think like 10.66 is good. Is a 10.66 good, Jason?
It is not.
So the higher the number here,
it's not great.
Okay, the worse it is.
Yeah.
Okay. And did he damn near look like the greatest pitcher of all time against the Phillies?
2 hits.
And
the 1 hit, boom, got thrown out.
Oh my God, you're right.
Right, like
that's who I want to fire, Alec Bohm, but I'll wait for that one.
So yeah, we're gonna just trying to work my way through it. So shout out to the Mets for doing what they need to do, playing small ball, raking, just hitting guys all over the place. And it's like, okay, they're playing with house money. They're at home. Next thing I want to talk about is, before we get to the Phillies themselves, that crowd up there was embarrassing for them. Now, again, I know that it's biased, and this year's crowd at Citizens Bank Park has been terrible too, by our standards. They were loud. They were all there. We sold out, but I didn't hear the crowd singing "Living in My Big Blue World."
Right.
I didn't hear none of that. I didn't hear no singing. I heard AOK like one time. Now the Mets did their job by taking them out of it, but even still, even at the beginning, they were loud. But I've watched 3 years of it. I know that it wasn't as loud. Then you get up there to New York. It's embarrassing when you don't sell out. It's embarrassing when you don't sell out. Now I will say, it's an early game. People in New York that are paying for those high ticket seats might have to stay at their job because they got to make that money to pay for those seats. But when I'm watching a game and I'm watching people at the plate and I see 10 to 12 empty seats in the postseason behind them, it's bad for baseball. It's bad for me. It's bad for your team. It's bad for your fandom, and I don't appreciate it and or like it. Jason, do you like Alex Bohm?
Not really. He's a guy that you thought was going to develop some power as he came up through the majors and played more, and he's kind of a doubles hitter. He got hot till the All-Star break. I guess we can all pretend the home run derby ruined him, right? But ever since he had that hand injury, he's been just absolutely dreadful. I think he saw 5 pitches or 6 pitches and 4 at-bats today. He's seen like 10 pitches the whole series, so he's just up there pressing and swinging at everything right away.
But Harry said, hold on, let me go back to my notes.
Yeah.
Harry said, swing at all pitches.
Yeah. He's improved at third base. He was a terrible third baseman when he first got here, but he's improved at that. I'll give him some positives on that side. But as of right now, he shouldn't be in the lineup, and he was kind of just a hole today in the lineup, along with the rest of the bottom of the lineup. But
so Harry, how you feeling about the Bomer?
Listen, I have a whole like retelling of history that I wish, could have happened basically. I wish he sucked to start the year. I wish he was bad and that we traded him or got rid of him. We got Luis Arias because I'm thinking to myself right now, like he's a third baseman right on the Marlins doing nothing, getting 4 hits a game. And it's like, we need someone like that that just goes up there and makes contact and gets on base and at least like sparks the ability in our minds. Oh, wow. Like it's possible to make contact with a baseball. Oh my goodness. That'd be great. So it's like for me, Jazz Chisholm, all these guys that could have helped us that we didn't get. I wish Marsh and Bohm. I wish all these guys just decided to suck to start the year instead of sucking now because it's really screwing us over. So
you don't like Marsh either?
I mean, Bohm is taking the cover at this point from everybody, so it's whatever. Marsh is fine. He can play. He's a better fielder than Bohm, and I think he takes some pitches. So those are two things that are way better.
Who else don't you like, Harry? Let me just get it on. I'm writing it down right here. Who else don't you like? Who else do you want to get rid of?
I don't know. I don't know anymore at this point. I feel like that's it. Our best player, we have lots of talent and we're not hitting. So it's like, I don't want to say I want to get rid of these guys because they're supposed to be the best lineup in baseball and they're not doing shit. So I don't really even know at this point.
You missed one.
Who did I miss?
Trey Turner.
Shiesty.
Trey Turner sucks.
Yeah.
He can't play the position, right? He makes too many errors. He doesn't get any big hits. He couldn't steal bases this year after he hurt his hamstring. Like his on-base percentage goes down year after year. That contract is going to be just a disaster soon.
So before I get into that, our guest popped in. He was out there in the streets being like me. VG.
Yo, what's up, fellas?
What's
you
up,
guys
VG?
hear me?
Yep.
Yes. Yep.
The
Nice.
Phillies lost, in case you didn't know.
Phillies what?
The Phillies lost. They faced the greatest pitcher of all time. The Mets announcers were slurping the Mets, and we're not blaming Thompson tonight or Phillies pitching per se. Right now we're on what's wrong. Why are we keeping Alex Bohm? And why is Alex Bohm? So
I don't think he's going to be here much longer.
How do you feel about Alex Bohm, VG? I'm bringing you in hot. How do you feel about Alex Bohm?
I mean, I like him in theory. He sucks since he got this girlfriend. He has fallen off the cliff with this Aaron Dolan chick. I don't know what it is, but he can't focus at all with her right now. So if this is going to continue, he's got to go.
So
they got the young kid, right?
Aiden Miller.
He's in the minors. Aiden, he's a third baseman, right?
He's a shortstop. Who knows if they'll move him.
So my problem with him is that he's a bitch ass bitchy McBitch. Okay, so you come in, and Philadelphia is rough and all, but you cry about it and I hate this place. I don't want to go home, Mom. I want to take my ball and go home. And then you get past all that, but then when you suck, you pout all the time. And I'm sorry, you've got a girl's haircut. You can't sit there and pout with that haircut that you do when you're out there in the field and you're making errors, when you're at the plate and you're swinging a junk. Now, at least when Nick swings a junk, it looks like he's still dragging his balls across people's face on his way to the dugout. This guy looks like friggin' Snoopy out here with a blanket trying to carry it to Linus. Like, bitch, pick your head up. Pick your head
Nick
up,
looks
bro.
sexy. Whatever Nick's doing, he looks sexy.
That's
That
what I'm
guy's a
saying.
handsome, cool dude. We curse on here, right?
Yeah, you're good. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's a sexy motherfucker.
So Bohm is just a bitch, and then you want to cry, I don't deserve to get benched. And then you come out like this, and you swing at lunch meat sandwiches for no reason. Like, bro, put some mayo on that
Dude.
bitch. Take it in first. Like, look at it. Survey. You suck.
They said he made like 10 outs on 19 pitches. That's fucking ridiculous.
So you
That's
weren't
like
here.
1.9 pitches in that bet.
You weren't here, but earlier Harry talked about his whole life. No one ever told him to swing at the first pitch all the time. So somebody needs to tell him that, because Harry knew that since he was like 5.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it though. At the pro level, if you're looking for a fastball and it comes, but I mean, it's got to be in the zone. Jesus Christ.
The next thing that I want to get onto is Trey Turner. Shout out to Trey. He's got a Netflix special coming out. Who fixed Trey's boo-boo last year? We'll never know. Was it Captain Spike? Was it Jack Fritz stole it? I mean, everybody's trying to claim credit for Trey's turnaround. of a standing ovation. So his Netflix docuseries, his one shining moment of 15 minutes is going to be coming out. And I'll tell you what, Trey, I don't care. And I'm going to say this because we're friends. And I'm the only black person here. Okay,
You're black.
I am black. For the audience listening, my real name is Owens, but I'm not white. Just the black gritty is the black is for the black and the gritty there. But there's something about this good old white boy stuff in this team that kills me. We don't want to change the culture and the vibe of the team. You don't want Chisholm on the team probably because he looks dark as night and you might not see him when he comes around the corner on the late afternoon. I don't give a fuck. I want some kind of change on the team. I want some kind of spice in my life. And the only spice I got is
spice in your life.
You know what I mean? And then I got Ranger Suarez. He out there again by himself. I have nothing in that clubhouse that gives me any kind of vibe that doesn't say trucker hat, Billy boy, let's go get it. I got Clemens, Hayes, Mays, mayonnaise, all these white Caucasian dudes that are just buddy. And Bryce, thank you for choosing me. But my God, bro, if you have one of these other dudes come here because they're your friends suck, bro. All your friends suck. I want somebody who is not friends with Bryce Harper and has a year-long natural tan given to them at birth by their parents. Can I please have it? And I know that sounds semi-something. I love white. But my God, can I get some?
It's asking a lot. It's asking a lot, man.
It's a man's locker room. I can't take it because all these guys just seem like, and the whole vibe that I was sold on that they don't want to mess up, and all the people that we wanted, they didn't want to put no pepper in the salt. I'm like, come on, bro, there's more seasoning than just salt. And
that's how this franchise goes. You know that. That's the history of this franchise.
I know. That's why I had to just say it because tonight I'm looking around the league and I'm watching other people play a certain way, and I'm like, we couldn't sprinkle some pepper in here.
Nah, dude. Like, it's a pepper-free zone.
It really is because and Bohm is the antithesis of that. Like all these guys just pretty boy swag. Marsh out here boning chicks that he doesn't deserve to bone. Shave his beard and head today, and no woman would look at him twice. I don't care what team he's on. But since he's got
they are a good look. They are a good-looking bunch, brother. They have that going for them.
If they walked into a country music video, all these dudes is pulling 9 chicks a piece. Okay, all of them. They all look good. I'm trying to change up this vibe because really they feed off each other. Bryce every once in a while lights it up and everybody rallies, but it just seems like Stott does it too. He doesn't do it as bad as Bohm does, but they just hang their heads, and it kills me.
Rojas ain't enough pepper for you.
Rojas is the little engine that could that they just put at the back of the bus to say they got some pepper. That's all.
Can we say how does he not know how to fucking bunt at this point? It's ridiculous that this guy can't fucking bunt.
No small ball, no nothing. So let me pull it back on the reins. So Trey Turner, $300 million. People are saying
he's here till 2033.
Go get Juan Soto. Go get people start throwing out these names. I'm like, I know Middleton said he was going to spend stupid money. How much money do you think he could afford? This is Philadelphia. This isn't LA. This isn't New York. He can't afford another $300 million mistake, Dombrowski. Like
he sells a lot of those cigars, man. He sells a lot of fucking cigars. He can afford it. You see that house his son's got going on? That abandoned mansion is the graffiti mansion now on the hills of Hollywood.
Oh man. So I just don't know what we're going to do because Trey Turner, you just said the year. That makes me sick. That absolutely makes me sick.
It's a long time.
I don't think he's going to be, and I don't feel like he's going to turn it around. I don't know what it is. His defense has gotten worse. His at bat is even worse. So now you're not even giving me defense. So what can I do? And he was in. God, I hate giving him any kind of excuse, but you're not even stealing bases. You're not the speed demon I was sold on. What are we getting out of these guys that we spent so much money on? And so for next 9, we still got a game tomorrow. We're gonna get to that. We still got a game tomorrow. But everybody's coming to me like they need to do this, they need to do that. I'm like, can he afford to do all the things you think he wants to do? And now do I trust Dombrowski to do it? And Bryce, because Bryce is one of those guys that really just wants his friends around. He wants to be comfortable. JT's been solid, but he's old. Okay, I could have got another young catcher in here that might have did something. Not Stubbs. But I could have got somebody else for that $100 million.
Man, you hate Stubbs doesn't deserve any shrapnel for this. Come on.
Stubbs lost my series last year when he told me I'm gonna go jump in their pool and then Miss Arizona had to strike a 5.
we interviewed those DJs. He's been working on this postseason mix since spring training. That's a little problematic. Like, that's assuming you're getting to the playoffs. I thought this would take a month. He's been working on this for since April, I think.
And that's part of my bigger problem of I was told at spring training when people were getting on me about I put too much money on the team to win as many games I thought they were going to win. But they told me we're winning the division. We're changing our mindset. They talked all this shit. And my dumb ass fell for it. I am now at Sixers level with this team. If they don't win tomorrow and go on a run and take me to the World Series, I don't give a fuck what anybody says on this team. The whole training camp during the whole regular season, I'm watching 30% of these games because they mean absolutely nothing until they possibly get in the postseason. And then you better go to the World Series again because at this point now, your bats go cold. And it's not just one or two guys. It's all of them. I can count on one Schwarbaum and I can count on one Bryce Harper moment. Everything else is up for fucking grabs. Like,
dude, they had this game, they could have had some momentum. Was it the 6th where they had first and second, nobody out?
Yep.
And it's just like I don't know what Bryce's at bat was pathetic.
So VG, I don't know if you follow me on the Instagram, but I'm very.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm on Twitter. I don't know if I got you on Instagram.
I'll get you on Instagram. You can follow me. I'm very voluptuous over there. I'm out there balling. My numbers is high.
Oh yeah, nice.
I'm killing. So in the 6th, after the 6th inning, I posted my little "we lost" video, and the girls in the comments, the game's not over yet. I'm like, nah, you walk Schwarber, you walk Trey, and then Bryce went up there, missed 2 strikes. He could have crushed him. They gave him something to swing at, and then he swung at a pitch that was 9 feet off the plate. And then Nick goes up there, and it's just a wrap. I was like, the game's over. You had the bases loaded. They walked people. The pitcher was losing his command, and you let him off the hook. And then he gets to pitch 2 more innings. The game was over in the 6th inning. It was over in the 6th inning. So, reload for tomorrow. Are they going to win tomorrow, VG?
I don't fucking know, dude. It's Ranger. What Ranger's popping out tomorrow? I mean, I think we get 4 good innings out of Ranger tomorrow.
So first
is that
of all,
enough? I don't know.
First of all, for those who don't know, VG does a great show with the Cuz on PHLY in the mornings. And I think I heard this guy talking about Ding Dong, the witch is dead, is over.
Yeah. You might have heard me say that.
Yeah, so don't come on my show talking about I don't know. Know what I mean? They gotta win tomorrow.
We got them just where we want them. They're a little full of themselves, feeling a little cocky. Hit them with a left hook tomorrow.
That's the answer I need. That's the answer I need. Now, Ranger, I feel like Ranger's a stone cold killer in the postseason. I'm suspending belief from the regular season, except for in the beginning when he was on fire. I'm suspending hope that he comes back to that. But again, I don't care who's pitching for the Phillies. I don't care. We need to hit a ball, bro. Like,
it's asking too much at this point.
So you think you're gonna win a game 1-0? Or 2-0?
Yeah, I think that's what we got to hope for. I think
we can't win that way. We can't win that way. Nola did what Nola does. Nola gave up solo shots and then reeled himself back in, and then he had another 1 bad inning. But Nola, there was like, Nola.
I would have let him finish that inning out, man. I just let him see if he gets through that. At that point, bring in Kirker again. Come on, that kid looks scared. Normally, he's got bases loaded.
So that's what I was saying about the relief pitching. The relief pitching has been put in such stressful situations where it's such high level stress on them that they're so wound tight and scared not to do anything that's where they give it up. That's why they're giving up.
Yeah,
hits.
I mean, because they know they can't even give up a run because we can't manufacture anything.
Yeah. So tomorrow, Jason, they winning tomorrow?
Yeah, they're going to win 6-4 tomorrow.
6-4. I'm putting that down. 6-4.
Nice.
Jason's probably on drugs. Harry.
I had a similar number in my head. It was 7-5 because, like we just said, we got to get some runs to score to win. We're not going to win 1-0.
7-5. Harry's young and doesn't know any better. Down. So yeah, VG came out here with that punk answer, man. You got to get strong like these guys. You got to get some more gummies in your VG.
2-1 Phils. I got 2 gummies in me now. 2-1 Phils.
Okay. So I'm a very vibe feeling person. I didn't make my video today because I woke up this morning and I instantly just thought about the Phillies losing. And then that feeling just carried with me. And I was like, they're going to lose. So tomorrow the Phillies are going to win. And I think it's going to be 6-3. And I have been drinking a little bit. And I think that that's going to be a comeback win for the Phils.
Phils come back to win?
Yeah, I think they're going to be down and then have to come back. I feel like they don't start hitting till late in the game. Now, throughout this game, to be fair, they were at least getting bats on balls. They just were, knocking them in the catches out.
They did have some solid contact early, just going right to people. Yeah.
Yes. And they were, that whole 10 feet from being a home run thing. Schwarber, Nick had one that was really deep. Shout out to Nick with that catch up against the wall, though, because, man.
Great catch.
I instantly saw it, and I'm like, was that a transfer? And then I got mad. I'm like, he dropped it. Because
No,
at first he was about to throw it, but then when they zoomed in on, I'm like, he was transferring it because I thought I saw his hand. But that was a great catch by him. I just tomorrow.
Harry, what jersey you got behind you, Harry, on the couch?
Yeah, it's Embiid on the couch, Dawkins on the bed over there. I can't see that one, but that's Joel behind me.
Yeah, Harry's one of the.
Jason's got good lighting, man. It's like
cinematographer.
It's like a horror movie with just his face lit.
Exactly.
Thing. It's a tribute to the Godfather.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we talked about that. You missed earlier. We're talking about how bad the announcers were, but God, well, they were slurping, bro, all day long, all series long. They just have been on it. But what's killing me right now is what is going on with all these Yankee fans jumping on the Mets bandwagon to trash Philadelphia. Like, first of all, you're not in the division, you're not in the conference, but now all of a sudden, your team lost last night, and I got people from the Yankees fans just coming in, oh, Phillies. I was like, and I look at their page, I'm like, I'm a Yankees fan, but I'm just saying, why are you saying it to me, bro? You don't even like the Mets. The Mets don't like you. But that's how New York rolls. A bunch of bandwagon bitches.
Common enemy. We're a common enemy to both those New Yorkers, so they bond over that. I mean, Philly's like an easy target.
Fucking Embiid the other day.
Exactly.
How is Embiid in their head?
And the Philly fans, when they're like, fuck the Mets, they didn't say fuck Bronson or Brunson or whatever. Fuck Cat. We don't think about you, bro. We're focused on the task at hand. Like, nobody's worried about this ancillary stuff. Speaking of which,
surprisingly, Phillies are a minus 121 tomorrow. Wow.
They know what we know.
Yeah.
They know what we know.
Wow.
When the back's against the wall, the Phillies going ball. Okay?
Like you always say, BG, talking about booing in the Sixers games and stuff. They don't want to come back to Philly losing that game. So they're going to be playing better, I think.
Let me tell you something. They're going to win tomorrow. You don't win tomorrow, you might as well take that bus back down to Florida and go on vacation.
Yeah, exactly.
I know there's a hurricane coming. You're better off with that fucking hurricane coming back down here to Philadelphia, okay? Just keep it pushing. Don't come back here if you lose. Keep the bus rolling. So we'll come back to the Phillies real quick. So the Sixers had a preseason game last night. Did anybody watch it?
Yeah. Nah, man.
Oh, no. I saw the clips.
Right? The French guy had 15 points. I know that.
Yeah,
McCain had 4 threes. McCain had 4 threes.
Ain't the sniper.
And they want to put my boy down, in the G League.
Nah, he's up.
He looks really good catching and shooting. And I know it's just preseason, but he looks like he can come off the bench and give you minutes. And
a Sixers rookie who can shoot. Think about it.
Maxey said he reminds him of himself rookie year. I'm like, that's good for me, bro. I'll take a rookie Maxey.
Yeah, so I mean, but how old school.
He's just like 4 inches shorter, though, ain't he?
Yeah, but whatever, man. we need some positives.
It's hard to get time on the court at like 6. Well, he's like 6'1", right?
Yeah, he might be the third.
He's like
guard.
Yeah, I don't know if he's a point, but we'll see.
We're all the same height when the threes are going down, BG. We're all the same height when the threes are going down. That's all I'm saying.
I'm big on the Dembona. I like that guy. I liked him at UCLA. That guy's got a ton of energy.
Yeah, he does.
Like Philly's gonna love him.
Yeah, he has a good bounce about him. He sounds like a early Embiid when he talks.
He does.
When I close my eyes, I'm like, oh, that's how Embiid used to talk. He still sounds like that, but he's gotten so much better the longer he's been here. But like, it's got that heavy Embiid African accent, and it just makes me laugh because I'm thinking about them two telling jokes to each other. I'm just like, so that's fun. I didn't even check on the Flyers, and I know hockey just started. And
Flyers play Friday, right? That's their first
Friday.
game.
Jet Lachenko,
youngest
Flyer ever.
Youngest Flyer. And that's actually crazy that we've been in this historic franchise, so long. We ain't never had a young buck, and we're gonna find out what happened. he's a baby. Similac behind his ears. And it's an exciting time for Flyers. Last year, we're not going to spend that much time on the Flyers right now because I just wanted to bring it up. But last year they were like making that push. They were almost going to make the playoffs. We were all sitting here like, we're just enjoying the ride. Like, I'm not trying, they're going to make the playoffs because they didn't, and we all knew they weren't. But it felt good. And just having that feeling was good. The team's moving, making plays forward. Now they got Mishko, they got all this stuff going for them. You're like, all right, there's a buzz going about the Flyers. And hopefully my daughter wants to go see games so bad. She's like, that's my favorite sport to go watch besides basketball. So I'm going to go check out the Fly Guys and enjoy that and have some love and hope in our hearts and see how it goes. But you know what else is going on this weekend, VG?
I don't.
A coach that didn't get fired gets to bring his team to go play the Browns.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my favorite Paisan.
So Nick survived the bye week. So personally, I am not going to ask Nick to be fired until he loses to the Browns. If he passes the Browns, I'll just leave it alone. And if he gets fired, he gets fired. But I'm not going to champion this request and beat my head against the wall over and over again because the Eagles aren't the Jets. They're not just going to fire this guy in the first quarter of the season. But
you think he loses, he gets fired? I don't think he gets fired if he loses. The schedule's too easy coming up.
VG, I guarantee you this: if he loses to the Browns on Sunday, he will be fired. You know why he'll be fired? He won't be able to get into the NovaCare Center. You think it's bad when those dudes are out there with those cans saying run the ball and they got the signs out there? There'll be 30,000 people out there asking for his job if he loses to the Browns. The Browns are one of the worst teams in football, and it's actually sad. I tried to defend Deshaun Watson 3 weeks ago.
Why?
He's the worst quarterback in the NFL.
Bro, he had a terrible game. Like, I think it's his worst game of the season. Speaking of that, but his father passed away the day before, and the news outlets on Monday were just destroying him, saying blah blah blah. And I'm like, yo, his dad just died less than 36 hours before him having to play a game, and he's got emotional stuff on his mind. Like, I just give a little bit of grace to that. For no one to mention that when a guy looks bad, I just feel bad for the guy. But then 2-3 weeks removed from that,
he's walking off the field on fourth down, bro. Like, he's literally giving up.
I'm like, how many fathers do you have? Because defending you. So I'm done defending them. But they're bad, VG.
They're horrible.
Do you know what the line is opened at?
No,
8.5.
Yeah, 8.5.
Is it 8.5?
So, Jason, if they lose to the Browns, you think he keeps the job?
The only way he does is if the Phillies are still playing. If the Phillies, the fans are gonna burn everything down. So,
oh my god.
Yo, did you guys see the video of him at the Phillies game and the guy yelling, "Take the points, Nick!
Take the points."
That guy was my hero.
I love Philadelphia fans. Good.
I wished it was me. I cried when I watched the video. I felt so real. I'm like I said, I'm saying, VG, like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, the pitchforks are going to be out. People on Twitter in droves, random people are just like, we lost because Nick was here. We lost because Nick was here. Like, the vibe on this guy is way down. He's a Scooby-Doo coach, and nobody's here for the shenanigans. So, that being said, I think they're going to destroy them because we're all healthy. Everything's going good.
Yeah.
And we're going to win in spite of our coach, and everything will be fine, right? Everybody?
No. Definitely not right. Definitely not everything right. I mean, I will say, like you said, the Browns, I mean, they got like 7 points in garbage time against the Commanders. So really they got 6 points against a defense that's bad. So, like, we really need to be terrible as a team to lose to them, I think. And Deshaun, he's out. Like, he's trying to get sacked. Like, it looks like that's what his goal is. I mean, he's just holding on to the ball and running backwards, and then that's it. So if we lose to them, Nick's got to go, but I think we're going to beat them, like you said.
Okay. All right. I guess y'all are. Everybody's on the Eagles.
I almost want us to lose, though, just to end this nightmare, bro. I mean, it's like
I lost VG. VG, I'm out. What'd you say, Jason?
I have a question though. What? How can they win when they lost one of the 3 guys in the accountability chat with Cut and Devin White today?
Oh my God.
What do you do?
So people are like, why did we lose Devin White?
Because he's not good anymore. And
didn't want to play special teams, like you said.
Special teams, and
what up, Tony?
You know,
so
I agree, Tony.
at this point, you understand what's going on because Howie Roseman has made a lot of mistakes.
Yes, he has.
Howie Roseman has made a lot of mistakes. VG, we're talking about Devin White. And
Sorry, man. I don't know what happened. I got this out.
You're good. You're good. So
Howie
Devin
Roseman has blown lately.
Yes,
Blown.
thank you. We've said enough. I want to hear what you think about it.
And I think they keep Nick Sirianni around to keep the heat off of Jeffrey and Howie, man.
That might be it.
Those guys, they've had a rough couple years.
Well, that's what the puppet master does. Howie will not, and people keep saying, bring Bill Belichick in here. You think he's bringing in Belichick? You think he's bringing in a strong-minded coach? The last 2 ice cream scoopers that he's given a head coaching job to have magically gotten to the Super Bowl in the second year of their coaching career. And then nobody wanted Doug. Doug fell into a job at the Jaguars because they just are trash organization.
He's going to get fired too. He's going to get fired too.
Yeah, he's going to get fired.
He's done.
And that's where I judge it when people tell me, oh, Nick Sirianni's won more games than such and such. I'm like, okay, if he was available today, who would hire him?
Nobody.
No one. Because Howie loves to think he's smart, everybody. He is a wide receiver coach that held a clipboard for half a season. And you think he's some kind of offensive guru?
Agreed. And I bring this up all the time. He's never been a part of a winning organization, not at high school, not at college. He's never been around someone who's won and done it. I think that's a big deal, man. He's always had these like little jobs at losing franchises. And I think that's a problem. And I think it shows as soon as he faced adversity, he had no idea how to handle anything.
So VG, I don't appreciate you coming on my show, Gritty Nights, and saying that about the guy who tells me about his brother's high school coaching.
Oh, man. Or his T-ball coach, his kid's T-ball coach.
His T-ball coach, his brother, and his dad. He has elite level coaching. What are those people called? The people that you go to for advice? Advisors. Yeah. Elite advisors in his life, VG.
Yeah. Doc Rivers.
I'm pretty
no, and that's something too. People compare him to Glenn Rivers. Glenn Rivers got a championship. He had one.
No,
shot.
I'm saying as his advisors must be Doc Rivers. That's who his advisors must be. Doc was advising the Bucks last year, right? So, geez.
Yeah. But yeah, Nick's never. When you say it like that, he's never had winning around him until he gets to the Eagles, and that's why I give Jalen the grace that I gave him. Jalen's been coached by one of the greatest coaches of all time. A guy who sat him down and he accepted that and he played that role and then went on and won games. Like he wins regular games. He was in the Super Bowl. He played a great game, but he's a guy that needs discipline. And when that discipline went away, now look how he looks. Interception here, throwing the ball here, talking trash here. If Nick Saban or a coach like Nick Saban was Jalen Hurts' coach, he wouldn't say one syllable out of line towards that man, regardless.
Yeah, but is he really out of line? You think he needs discipline? I just think he needs a good scheme.
Well, I think the scheme discipline keeps him in his scheme. Just like last year when they went rogue and he just wanted to go deep, like he was playing Madden. He wanted to play hero ball. I feel like Jalen wants to be a hero, and sometimes you need to be a manager. Like instead of heroing all the time, like at the end of the game, 2 minutes in the morning, yeah, we need a hero. But you just be in the middle of the second quarter and just be like, fuck it. And
this year, has he made any hero throws? I mean, the hero throw against the Falcons got picked off before he got the field goal, and the hero throw in the first quarter that Saquon was wide open last week, he missed. So it's like he's not even making the hero throws. Like it's oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm just about to go crazy on Jalen. I don't want to, but it's frustrating.
I think he needs more discipline. I think he needs somebody he can respect. I think that the offense.
Well, he definitely needs someone he respects. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
I just feel like no matter what, because now we don't know, right? Is Nick involved with this offense or not? Because he's in the press conference saying,
he is.
It was my call. It's not my call. Kellen Moore's got the whole offense. So who do I get to blame if this dude's sitting here not getting the job done? But they're going to beat the Browns by like 40 points. Actually, that's a real question. How many points do they need to beat the Browns by for you to feel confident about them going against the other tomato cans that they have lined up against them?
You got Nick Chubb coming back. Jim Schwartz going to be fired up. He loves the blitz. I don't know, man.
Tempering expectations there, too. I mean,
yeah, I don't know. Might be a close one.
We got AJ back, though. Come on now. We got AJ back. We need to win by at least 21, bro.
We should
at
have
least
Devontae back, AJ back, Lane back. Everyone should be back.
Yep. We're fully healthy. So you say that, right? And when you go look at something that like the first game of the season, everybody's healthy. You had a shootout with the Packers. Jordan Love sucks. His backup had them winning games and looking better than him. Now, maybe they rushed him back because he's not fully healthy and he just wants to be out there, but they have not looked as good as they did with, was it Brissett?
Malik Willis.
Malik Willis,
yeah.
We're like, Malik Willis. So I don't know if the Green Bay Packers are even that good, and they took us toe to toe.
They keep winning.
Barely. I mean, I'm just saying they don't look good, and they're not putting up points like that against anybody else. So I don't know what he's gonna do. So get out of here with your fantasy.
I feel you, Tony. I feel Tony's pain. I need it too.
We all need a lot of things from the Philadelphia Eagles. They need to win by 21 points for me to feel happy.
Yep.
I can't do this anymore with the whole.
I mean, are you really going to be happy? They beat up on the Browns. You going to be happy? It's like
that's why it needs to be 21. Like it can't be 14. It got to be 21.
Beat up on the Browns.
You know what? All right. I will be happy. I'll be just as happy as the Commanders fans that are going out there pulling their stuff out in front of people, talking about how bad they beat the Browns. And
no, the Commanders look good.
You know why they look
Daniels
good?
is legit.
That they put up 21 points on the Browns. I go out there and I go out and it's 34-3. Guess what, VG? I'm gonna look good too. Right?
Man, Cliff Kingsbury, man, he's nice. He's nice. How did Howie and Jeff interview Kingsbury and go with Kellen Moore? It's like one guy's really inventive and sharp, and the other guy's just like toast. I don't know. He's fine.
Yeah.
Do you know
Moore's fine?
Jason, why did they go with Moore over Kingsbury?
Because Kingsbury has experience as a head coach and probably wants to be one again.
Harrod, you got an idea why?
Oh my God. I mean, I'm assuming that makes a lot of sense. If he was in the same locker room as Nick, that would be a crazy dynamic, and I think he'd take over. So he's probably undermined Nick a lot.
He's probably not a puppet.
No, he would.
That's the answer. That's exactly the answer. That's right on the note. Because Howie came in there and he said, Mr. Lawyer wants you to throw the ball 47% of the time in the first 2 seconds of the game. Are you going to do it? Well, we got Saquon Barkley. Are you going to throw the ball 97%?
That's the most generic white guy impersonation voice I've ever heard. Come on.
Sounded like Howie to me. That sounded like Howie to me.
Yeah, get a little more nasally. It's a little more nasally. No, he's got a good motor.
I do have a nasal.
He's got a high motor. We love everything about this guy. He's just such a good leader. It's got to be a little nasally.
But he
went to Georgia.
Oh yeah. He's SEC tested.
Yeah,
this guy, everyone loves him. He's so good in the weight room.
Exactly.
Too many white people here now. What's going on?
We're just helping with the accent. We're helping with the accent. That's
Yeah.
So
I couldn't even tell if I was talking or not. You guys, was I making a point?
That's what I'd say to people when they keep saying, like, well, I want Howie fired too. And they're like, bring in Bill Belichick. I'm like, we're not getting Bill Belichick. You want
Howie fired? Do you think that's realistic that will ever happen? Like literally ever? No, right? I don't think so.
And
No chance.
And I want an offensive guy, or I want a Vrabel or Flores. But even then,
there's no way they will sit in a room with Vrabel. He's got way too much testosterone. They will not sit with him and try and tell him to pass the ball 45 times a game. Never happened.
Well, and Vrabel was happy to pass the ball when he had AJ Brown. When he had AJ Brown, he was number one in his division. Him with Henry, and then they get rid of AJ Brown. And next thing you know, my boy's out there winning 6 games a year, and his quarterback's getting crushed because they're like, "Oh, you can only run the ball 32 men in the box, please." Like,
right.
So, I
like Vrabel might make Jordan Davis an All-Pro though. He'd be in there practicing with him. He'd be right there pushing him down to the sideline. So I mean, we need somebody like that. But like you said, you guys are making me really feel like we have no hope for anybody that's not a puppet. I know that's probably true, but like it's sad. That's very sad.
It's a bad time.
It is sad
now, especially for the Eagles, because not only that, we talked about Howie earlier, but Jordan Davis, Carter and Mitchell are the only 2 young guys that he has picked that you have no questions about. They're studs. They're just studs. Everybody else is like a bust at this moment, right? Is there anybody else you like?
No, and Carter was like, everyone knew he was a top 3 talent. He had questionable character issues. So, I mean, Howie's not going out on a limb there. And Kenyon, everyone had him pegged as the top cornerback. I know people say Cooper DeJean, but come on. I mean, no way you got a Caucasian as the top cornerback.
We got them both anyway.
Yeah, we got them both anyway. Right.
they're like, somebody's like, oh, you want to get that boy Kool-Aid instead of DeJean?
Right. Yeah.
You watch Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Which one you want? You want Caitlin Clark, right? You better go get not the Kool-Aid boy. the dog boy. You know what I'm saying?
Man. I spent 4 years in Western Pennsylvania. That sounds pretty accurate.
Now I got to show my range out here.
Oh my goodness.
White boy voice. But I just don't know what I'm supposed to be excited about because the offense is so talented. They are going to run through some of these teams. But as you look around, the Giants are messing around and winning games. You know what I mean? Like people are starting to try and believe in Daniel Jones again, which good luck with that. I wish that you would.
Don't worry about the Giants.
They do. But they also play on the turf monster now, which destroys players. And that's the biggest thing I'm scared of. I'm scared of going up there and playing a game and losing to people. But then the Commanders are commanding. The Cowboys are garbage. The Cowboys are unmitigated trash.
They're gonna lose at home again to the Lions this week.
So fun stat, Tony, if you're still watching, for anybody who's betting, anybody who plays the Lions this year, the next week they lose. And not only do they usually lose, they get destroyed. The Lions are out here biting kneecaps. Jason, I don't know if you had a tweet. The list of all the guys that got hired back when Nick got hired.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's the last one left. Or Dan Campbell and Nick are the last ones left.
Urban Meyer. Yeah. So Campbell and Nick are the only two left, and they both had the most bizarre opening press conference.
That is true.
Both of them. So Nick had the stutter.
I like Dan's better. I like
right,
Campbell's
exactly.
better.
Way better.
Sure, right?
That's what I'm about to do.
Way better.
Nick had the stutter and Stanley where he's like, football.
I played rock, scissors, paper with them, and they were really good.
Oh my God, he said that. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
The rock, paper, scissors thing, that is crazy.
And then Campbell comes out and he's like, I'm uncircumcised.
Right.
I don't care what's going on. You put me in a cave with a dinosaur, the dinosaur dies. Like, what is? Are we playing football? What is going on? It was so insane. And guess what? He turned that culture into actual knee-biting dinosaur killers.
Yeah,
These dudes are out there balling and mauling people. They are a rough shot team. And everybody they let go of when we think that they're insane for letting go of these talented players, he's letting them go because they're soft as baby shit, and it's worked out. Everybody keep letting go. You're like, oh, wow. Why'd you do that?
Darius Slay.
CJG.
DJ.
Oh my God.
And that's a losing franchise, man. That franchise has been losers for decades.
They got Dan Campbell now, though.
Yeah, man.
Dan Campbell. So Dan Campbell comes in there biting kneecaps, and the guy those are the two coaches that we laughed at the most.
I thought he was going to be such a disaster.
Me too, man. Me too.
I won't even lie.
And when people say, well, Nick's a culture guy. Well, he's told me I was supposed to be some offensive guru. Dan Campbell is a tight end who don't know nothing.
He's a rockhead. He's like just a blockhead, man. Nick's got emotional intelligence. The emotional intelligence.
You know what Dan Campbell's emotional intelligence is? You're my guy, man. You're my guy. I believe in you. I hate to do this to you. You know it's part of the business, but we gotta just, it didn't work out this time.
Another voice.
Gotta let you go.
Yeah,
I like that one. That's a good voice. It's almost like ASMR voice.
Yeah, he had that hard, like that deep voice on him. He's like,
sounds like Isaac Hayes a little bit. I'm like, what is this?
He's out there headbutting people like with helmets on. I'm like, this dude, he looks like he cares. He believes in his guys. And for a CEO coach that doesn't do offense or defense, he has nailed the culture. We are going to kick people in the face. And guess what? When his dumbass goes out there and loses in the conference game because he won't kick a field goal in the first quarter, he doesn't kick it in the third quarter, he doesn't kick it in the fourth quarter, and he loses. He goes to the press conference and says, fuck you, I did what I did, have a good day. And he's out. Nick's like, I overrode Kellen, and I thought about it, and then I thought to myself, well, 0-0, and what are you going to do? The analytics, well, I go by my sheet. Well, which one is it, dummy? Did you go by the analytics or the sheet? Or like, Nick is just a fucking pussyfooting around guy, and I'm tired of him. But like I said,
he'd be so much better off if he just answered the question with the first sentence and stopped. But then he just rambles on, and it's just nothing, man. It's just nonsense when he just rambles on. He starts talking about his dad coach and my brother Roy Sirianni or whatever. Dan Campbell will be like, yo, I smacked the shit out of my brother Roy Sirianni. He never brings up any like I've never seen a coach bring up family members this much. It's fucking ridiculous. It's weird. It's weird.
And here's my thing too about that. And I know a lot of players do it and stuff anymore, but I am extremely tired of the coaches and players bringing their kids up to the podium. I am done with that.
Yeah, I'm kind of over that too, man.
You try to hide behind answering questions.
Yes, it's only when they have a bad game that they bring the kid out.
God.
You're right.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. My son's here. You're gonna ask me why I'm a dumb? How dare you? He's a child. And my daughter. Why is your daughter walking around with you with dudes in their locker room with their meat hanging out, and you're trying to walk through to go do a press conference? Like, leave your kids at home. Hey, LeBron, unless you're LeBron, you're gonna get your kid a job one day. LeBron's the only one I can accept bringing his kids to the dang conference because, hey, in 20 years, this kid gonna be on the bench with me. You know what I'm saying? But Nick Sirianni's son is not gonna be coaching, and if he is, well, when my dad was the coach of the Eagles 20 years ago.
Yep.
What are we doing? So I'm tired of that. I'm tired of the flower speech. Just answer the question and move on, but he can't do it. So why are we so upset? We should be.
Well, he just keeps
because the Phillies lost, bro. It's because the Phillies
lost. You forget? Yeah, I did forget.
The Phillies were the thing that was keeping us away from talking about the Eagles like this, and now we're trying to go to the Eagles to avoid the Phillies, and there's nowhere to hide. Sixers, we can hide at the Sixers. Yeah, Sixers and Flyers.
Well, VG messed me up because he said Chubb's coming back. I wasn't even expecting that.
Yeah, Chubb's a monster.
I mean, he started practicing last week. I think he'll be back. He might run for $160.
He really might.
I'll come back.
Dude, this Dodgers game right now is ridiculous. Padres are up 6-1. Teoscar Hernandez just hit a grand slam. It's 6-5.
Oh my god!
Top of the third. They got 11 runs at the top of the third.
Like a fun game to watch in baseball.
and not
why aren't the Phillies doing that? God damn!
Not only a fun game. So, as you say this, I'll say this. It doesn't even matter if we beat the Mets magically. I feel like we could lose to.
Oh, bro, the Padres are good, and they want to beat us too. The Dodgers hate us too, so that's like we're playing everybody that hates us and wants to beat us. It's gonna be bad.
I feel better about beating the Dodgers than I do the Padres.
Yep. Me too.
I'm scared of the Padres.
Who went out and had a bunch of guys at the trade.
I think they're the best team in baseball right now, the Padres.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. And this is the time for that guy to come out and do the remix.
Oh, those dudes. That's what's in.
Goose is going to Moose, and I got the caboose. That's what's it. Whatever it is.
Machado might actually kill that guy if they do that. Manny's ready to fight somebody.
Well, yeah. Oh, let's talk about that real quick. Phillies fans threw a snowball at Santa Claus
100 years ago.
40.
Way longer than 40, bro.
Yeah. That's like
I'm watching the LA game, and these dudes are throwing full beer cans on the field at players. Yep. Players are throwing baseballs into the other team's dugout. There's Dodgers on Dodgers crime fighting in the urinals.
LA, baby.
Like, I'm like, and then everybody just standing there watching. I'm like, yo, you're peeing on my shoes. Face forward, bro. Don't like all these other teams have fans that are just out of control. And then Mets fans are talking about, I was scared for my life in Philadelphia. I don't know how I got out of there, how I was going to survive with my family.
That dude had no evidence of anything. I mean, everyone's got a camera. Take a video of someone abusing you. That dude's full of shit.
Full of shit, yep.
But the Dodger fans are historically horrible. They're far worse than Philly fans.
Yep.
Did you see the Dodgers pitcher Walker Buehler got robbed yesterday by a mob of fans?
Oh yeah, he took his Rolex or something.
Yeah.
Remember during the Eagles Super Bowl, they found players' cell phones fans did, and they returned them.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Philly fans are the opposite.
Yeah, but but guys, we're scary, and you should be scared.
We stand up and we cheer.
Yeah. VG, where are you at on booing? Are you a boo guy?
Yeah, I'm a boo guy. Why not? Born and raised in Philly. I mean, it's like part of it. If I love you, I boo you at some point.
Yeah.
I boo my wife. It's like, you got to do it.
So this is how much booing works, right? So my daughter had a wrestling tournament, and everyone on the team lost except for one kid. They all lost. We get in the car. She's like, don't talk to me. I was like, what's wrong with you? She's getting out of the car. She's like, I lost. I'm like, yo, everybody lost, bro. you weren't the only one that lost. Like it's a team individual sport. Like, but everybody else lost except for the one kid. And she's like, I should have beat that kid. I'm like, I know, but you lost. You got out the car, and I'm like, boo.
Oh, nice.
And she started crying, right? Now 2 days later, she whooped up on her next opponent though.
Yep.
And she came back and told me, she's like, you're gonna boo me again in the car. And I'm like, every once in a while, you gotta boo somebody. She started crying when I booed. I felt bad, but sometimes you gotta like that fire.
This is a true story. I was golfing with a buddy. We got paired up with this husband and wife team, old heads, and the woman just retired, and the guy was teaching her how to play golf. If she hit a ball that didn't go in the fairway, he made her walk to the ball, and he drove the car behind her and booed her. God. He was like 78. He was legendary. He'd be like, boo, driving along her as she walked her ball.
You want to know how you stay mad for 6 or 7 years? You boo.
You boo her.
It's also how he stays alive. He's like, you know what? I go every day, I get in the car, boo my wife.
You should have thought I was like Kobe, Mr. Trash Can. She's like, boo. It's just what we do around here. So,
booing serves a purpose for sure.
It really does. I was gonna play this real quick. We're gonna get out of here soon. Before Harry's
and like, if I don't know you and love you, I'm not gonna boo you.
Yeah, but if I do, I mean, because I care. It's because I care. So just we're gonna listen to this real quick. These are those WA fan losers.
Get out of here. Get out of here. No, so when the Mets were up 3-0, and don't take this as a jinx, but I did make the comment to my wife or my father, I forget which one, where I said, we got to run up the score because we got to get these people out of here. Right. Like, if they can make this an ugly blowout victory, people are going to leave. Right. And even though, yes, the drunkards will stay and there's a level of danger there, less people make it easier. Once that game was tight, like Vientos hits the home run and I'm silent celebrating.
Yeah, you know everybody's there for the long haul.
No doubt. And I'm thinking to myself, how am I going to get out of here? How are we going to get out of here in one piece if the Mets win? Come on. Because now you're dealing with angry, pissed off, drunk people. So the thought I had was we're going to stay in our seat. We're going to wait.
Don't fans drink beer at every game in every stadium?
Yes.
Okay. I think they serve beer everywhere. Okay.
For everybody to leave, kind of celebrate privately. Yeah. And then we'll leave. But I actually thought that the Phillies winning was beneficial to all of our chances of getting out of there in one piece.
That's a good point.
They were everything you expect. Like, I give Philadelphia that. Everything you believe they are, they are.
When was the last time you went to a game in Philly?
Last year, Nick Sixers.
I mean, like, where they cared about it.
So Nick Sixers last year, I couldn't even complain. Oh, you were there? So I
was
couldn't
at
even,
one of those games, yeah.
I couldn't even complain about it because I was so disgusted and I didn't want to get in trouble. I'll say it now because it's later and we're deep into the pod. So if somebody comes there by this point, whatever. Good luck for you. Appreciate you being here. But there were videos where they were burning like Sixers paraphernalia in the parking lot. They had a Joel Embiid doll and a handicapped man in a wheelchair was backing up and back and forth over the Embiid doll, like killing Embiid. And I'm like, I can't even.
You gotta respect that.
I'm like, I can't special needs, dude. I can't even make. I can't
even. The wheelchair on the jersey, sweet.
The wheelchair. I'm like, everything you expect from Knicks fans is what you expect. That the knicker, all that stuff. But and they were all in the hallways. There's at least 30% of them there. So when they're like, "Fuck the Sixers, fuck Embiid," in my own house, but we weren't scared of them. There were 30% of them, and wasn't not one person in Philadelphia coming on the radio or on the national news or on the tweet saying, "I was scared for my life because these crazy knickerbockers were rolling up in there and screaming shit." Like, come on, bro. You're a grown man, and you're talking about you had to get out of there with your life, with your family.
Silent celebrating. I've never seen a Phillies fan harass an out-of-town fan. I've had season tickets at Phillies games for 22 years. I've never seen anyone who is respectful and normal ever have a problem at a Phillies game.
Yep.
If you're an obnoxious troll, you're going to get stuff back. But if you're just fucking having a good time, enjoying your team, like, I've never seen anyone have an issue.
And even then, God, I can't remember who we were playing, but it was a game we were getting blown out, and there was a fan in front of me, and he was just screaming in my face the whole time. And I had my daughter with me, and she was younger, so I was like, you know what? I can't stay here with this dude just cuts me out. We're down by like 6 anyway. Let's just leave. It's the 7th inning. We'll just leave. By the time I got to my car, I could feel the cheering, the waves of sound hitting us. And I'm like, what happened? And somebody hit a grand slam and they came back and won the game. And I was so mad because all I wanted to do was be there to scream back in that guy's face, like, bitch. Like, for 4 innings in front of my child. And I took it for as long as I could. But I didn't get him kicked out. You know what I mean? He paid his money. He was just talking. He wasn't threatening me or doing whatever. He was just yelling shit. Like, oh, that's such a scary thing. Like, okay, bro. Okay. So
there's no way this guy's in radio and media. There's no way he would not have recorded it if it was actually happened. He would have.
He's making that shit up.
Of it. Yeah,
he's making it all up.
He sounds serious, guys.
Well, I mean, they didn't care about a game 6.
No, because they were gone. They were gone quick.
So I went to numerous Brooklyn Nets Sixer playoff games, and I think they cared about it, but I don't think they cared about us. Like, just to put it nicely, like they looked at the Nets and they looked at me and my wife as if we were like artifacts. Like, what is that? Hold on, is that the dodo bird over there? So in honesty,
dodo bird.
What?
Because we were such a non-threat to them. It was like I didn't even know a Net fan existed. So I thought that was easy, but I did go to 2 Net Sixer playoff games, and I never felt even close to the level of disgust that I felt last night. It wasn't even on the same planet in terms of how they acted.
And this is why a couple of years ago, Eagles, Giants, Saturday night. Remember, they're not going to church before the game.
Giants.
No, but you were sending Giant fans to basically their execution that night. You got to be a fan. You got to go down there. I'm like, these maniacs are going to be drinking from 11 a.m. The game starts at 8 o'clock. We all know what happened.
So
their fan base all
dude,
drinks.
that dude's accent drives me nuts. That's the worst New York.
Why is that what
accent.
all New York radio people sound like that? It's like
they
gonna be
all
Mad
sound
Dog.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right.
And so, have you guys been to MetLife, like where they have that spiral staircase that goes up on the one side?
No, I haven't.
So they have like a concourse where you can, just take a spiral walk up. So it loops up to go up the different levels throughout the stadium. And when I went there, I don't know if they do this every game, but they were guys sitting up like the 3rd or 4th level. And when people were walking by, they're yelling at girls, "Show your tits." And some girls would flash, and these guys were pelting beads at them like it was Mardi Gras, whatever, right?
Oh, man.
But then there were girls that wouldn't do it. And if they were hot and they wouldn't do it, these dudes were pouring beer down on these girls. And I'm like, what is going on? But again, I'm not filming that because I'm like, what am I going to just now? I heard Pervin filming girls' tits. I'm like, they don't show it to you.
Fine line these days.
And mind you, these are all Giants fans. These are Giants fans yelling to other Giants fans to show your tits, and when they don't do it, you're mad at them. Like, so I don't want to hear about coming down to Philadelphia and escaping with your life and the dodo bird and
if you're gonna go extinct, go cool. Dodo bird, like go woolly mammoth, saber-toothed tiger, like woolly, like dodo bird. Come on,
it's embarrassing.
Weak.
So, we fixed Philadelphia. We're all on board for the win tomorrow. Ranger danger,
danger, baby.
Come out.
Phillies minus 121.
Ice in his veins.
Look, Vegas is never wrong. They know what they're doing. We got this in the bag. Bryce, thank you for choosing me. Just stop choosing your teammates. The Browns, the Eagles are going to win by.
It wouldn't be bad if he gets some friends that were people of color.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, there you go.
One or two people of color friends.
So when do you understand what I'm
Mormons
saying?
Mormons are very cool with the Polynesians. He doesn't even have any Polynesian.
We need a Samoan. Yeah, we need. We need Vita Vea.
Like VG. I say that because I really wanted Chisholm. I'm like, they gave him away for free. Yeah. And it's like, well, we don't want to mess up
flamboyant. He's too flamboyant for this pound in this locker room.
And that's what you might need. You might need a guy who's going to shake things up when things are bad.
Yeah.
When things are bad, you get the Bohm Stott daycare center. The daycare really becomes a daycare when things don't go right. These young dudes be crying and pouting because they can't pour water on your back, and they just shit their pants because they don't want to go use the toilet because they're not potty trained. That's what happens with these dudes. They crap the bed, and you're stuck with them. And then Bone's
they ain't even young anymore. They're like 28, 29 years old, these guys. Like, daycare is old.
Yep.
Stop telling the truth, VG. I don't like the truth. They're the daycare. They're my babies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well.
but
they were your babies. They're
They were
grown
my
men
babies.
now, underachieving grown men.
Now they need to step up. Now they're not the babies anymore.
Yeah,
Now they
yeah.
got to step up.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, get it together.
If they win this series, they could escape a lot of what's coming for them. If they lose this series, like I said, they're entering Sixers territory, and that's not where you want to be.
They got to dismantle a lot of stuff. They lose a series. Bohm's probably gone. Marsh got to go. Rojas got to go. They're all cheap. You can get something for them, some draft picks or something.
Yeah.
Bring in an Anthony Santander. Give some real power hitters in here.
Well, VG, what are you doing tomorrow morning for work?
I don't even know what we're doing tomorrow yet. I haven't gotten a text about what's going on the show tomorrow.
Well, I'm coming in to the show late.
Sweet.
So, JP better have a drink for me because I'm gonna try and come to the studio. I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna be at PHLY tomorrow for the watch party with the guys in the Phillies.
Oh yeah, I might come by for that watch party.
Yeah, come swing through so we can whoop it up together. And VG
cry together
in the comments. Don't
tears of joy. Tears of joy.
Yeah, sure.
Because it's coming back to Philly.
Yeah.
Wheeler.
Yeah, that's it.
Wheeler will save us.
Yeah.
Where's my delete button? Now we're gonna beat the Browns by 30. Because if we don't, we won't be happy. If we don't beat the Browns,
if Nick wins by 22, 23, he gets fired. Wins by 30, he's cool.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
That's what I'm saying. Because again, the Commanders, what the Commanders beat them by? Was it 42-3, 42-10?
I think it was like
I don't know.
36-13. I don't know.
It was a lot of points.
Yeah.
And we need to do that. We need to do that. I don't care if it's Saquon getting 92 touchdowns or whatever it is, but they need to win by a lot because the rest of the league is looking at us sideways. And if you can't beat the Browns and the Massage King, then we got problems. So, thank you for watching. I'm your boy JJ Stone, aka Black Gritty. That's Jason. That's Harry Harrisado. Harry's doing a whole bunch of fun stuff on the TikToks. You know what these young folks do. Harry's out there at TikTok and he's got the things dialing up on his head and he's picking things.
Nice.
I don't know how to do none of that because I'm old, but Harry be doing it, and he's doing after thing reactions and stuff. Harry's out here trying to be like me when he grows up, and I appreciate that.
Exactly.
I like being a role model. Okay?
Respect the hustle. Respect the hustle.
That's right.
Appreciate y'all.
And VG and BG, when Brandon Graham retires, we're gonna have a podcast with us three. It's gonna be called Real G.
I like it. Yeah. Thanks for having me. This has been a blast, man.
That's right. I appreciate you being here. Since you came late, I'm going to have to look at the contract here. You're contractually obligated to come back and be on time, so you can get out of the obligation. So I'm going to have you back again another time, BG. But just remember to stick to the script and say what we say and play how we I appreciate everybody for being here. Y'all have a great night.
Yeah, man. Take it easy.
Peace.
Take a look in my